Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Viva La Cats. It's been quite some time, and we have all the boys together. It is Big 12 draft day for Viva La Cats, so thank you for joining us. This will be just a fun little episode. It's a little tune-up, get us back in the rhythm, the sort of groove of things before the season gets underway with Game 1 on Thursday night of not this week, but next week with Nebraska. So, of course, we're all very excited for that. Looking forward to it. But tonight is about the Big 12 draft, and we're happy to be back. So for those of you who don't know, we are part of the 1012 network. So make sure to check out the 1012 network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts, and as well, check them out on Twitter. This is part of our network that gives great coverage of the entire conference all season long. So always happy to be part of that. And without further ado, gentlemen, welcome back. Steve, Joel, love you boys. It's good to see you.
Love you too, Justin. We just got to get you back into Cincinnati, and then we'll be all together again, like JTM, back in the day. So I'm coming to you live now from the mean streets of Cincinnati, Ohio. So I am excited for this draft. Let's have some fun. We're coming to you live right before this weekend's big Ireland Farmageddon. So those potato farmers gonna learn Farmageddon, eh? So I tried to translate that from Irish into Iowan, and it didn't really work.
There you go. Those two things connect very well, Irish and Iowa.
I think they like potatoes.
Yeah, big potato guys. Although I guess Iowa's for corn. Huh?
I said they both start with I, but there's no I in team. So does that really mean anything?
It means nothing at all. Absolutely
nothing. That is the hard-hitting coverage that people come to this podcast for, Joel.
Just like how I feel inside. All right, gentlemen.
I'm out. See ya.
So for those of you who have not been part of our Big 12 drafts before, we've had two thus far. So this is the third one, the second inaugural, or I guess the second annual, I should say, Big 12 draft. The format that we did last year, we did it for football and for basketball. We're doing it again for football now. There are 4 tiers for the 16 teams in the Big 12. There's an A tier, a B tier, a C tier, and a D tier. Now, last year, we ranked all of these teams based on basically an eyeball test, put them all in these tiers, and then we drafted from each one of them. Now, again, last year was me and Steve just doing this, so we went back and forth. We took 8 teams each. For basketball, we had Joel on board, so we did 3, and we did a ghost team. Now, the caveat of the ghost team is every time that you leave a team in that tier, the ghost team gets that tier. Normally, it'd be the worst team. However, the ghost team can bite you in the butt, as Joel has learned, and he will pay his due respects in some short time the next time I make it to Cincinnati, because now he has no excuse, because Steve is there, I will be there, and he will have to face his punishment once and for all. That is
double team, baby. Wait, what?
Yeah. We're going to double team him when I get back to Cincy. So, all right. Basically,
that doesn't sound like a punishment to me.
Cut the tape.
That sounds more like a reward for finishing in last place.
It does. So, yes, basically, we pick from each one of these tiers, and then the ghost team gets a leftover one. And if you have a lower win total than the ghost team by the end of the season, which does include postseason play, you face punishment. The punishment is yet to be decided. We will decide next week for week 1 because we haven't figured that out yet because we don't prepare well. All that to say, all 16 teams are in 4 tiers. Everybody's got the list. We're going to do the draft. And again, remember, we do a snake draft order. It goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. And that includes for the ghost team, they just get the last one of each one. So without further ado, after a long explanation, let's have some fun, boys. The draft is about to begin. So our draft order is as such. Steve, Joel, myself, and the ghost team. Because I won last year, I picked my seed. I'm picking the 3rd seed. I want the back-to-backs, so I will take them. With that said, we have the first pick up on the board. And real quick, before we start, I'm just going to list these off for everybody listening. So the A tier, we have Kansas State, Utah, Texas Tech, and Arizona State. For anyone who's questioning Utah there, somebody may pick them. I'm already kind of airing them out to dry, but we're going all of this by SP Plus in direct order. So SP Plus to start the season where they currently sit before the first kickoff of the season in Ireland. So those 4 teams in the A tier. In the B tier, we have TCU, Iowa State, Baylor, and BYU. In the C tier, we have Colorado, Kansas, OK State, and UCF. And in the D tier, we have the Bearcats, West Virginia, Arizona, and Houston. Again, all based on SP+, not an eyeball test. Don't come at us if your team sucks in this draft. Okay. The rules have been established. They've been laid out. Forever pick your destiny. Fate is upon us, boys. Steve, the first pick of the Big 12. The Big 12.
With the first pick in the Big 12 draft. I think the lights are already flickering on that one, so gotta keep the volume down. We're going to, it's going to be good to pick a team and immediately cheer for them this weekend. And that team, they're in the Midwest. They have a state at the end of their name, and they're currently ranked in the preseason poll. That's right. I'm talking about the Kansas State Wildcats, baby.
Doing it again.
I hope to not be like Bill Snyder's windbreaker or that one random K-State fan by the end of this season and have to do a punishment that includes a bag over my head and a Taco Bell product somewhere. But, I really like this team. Avery Johnson is coming back, and I kind of wonder if, he will come back from those struggles he had last year and be able to really step up and make it big this year. And I'll start off the draft with a hot take. I'll say Kansas State is one of 2 Big 12 teams in the college football playoff field in 2025.
All right. He's already
Give me 2
from the top.
Damn.
Okay.
Well, look, here's the thing, guys. I need some wins, right? I can't be running double unalives. I already owe for the basketball season. So my thought process going into this was, who's got the easiest strength of schedule in each of these tiers?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. This first pick, if I just go off that mindset, I absolutely hate it because that is Utah. So I'm going to completely scratch that, and we're going to go just off vibes, and we're going to go with the Red and Black brothers over in Texas Tech.
Get your guns up, baby. Let's go. Joel's about money, baby. Just so you know, Joel, Texas Tech spent like $1 gajillion on NIL for not just football, but a lot on football. And they've got an angel investor, and they're trying to win the Big 12 like this year, like now. So I think you made a strong pick there, my friend.
Call it angel investors, call it divine intervention. I just, we're trying to win. We're trying to get some wins on the board. So
Raider Power and Joey McGuire are going to take you all the way. You're going to have 1 million Texas Tech burners who are going to follow you and love you all season. So I hope you're ready for that, Joel.
I'll break out the country accent whenever I need to.
Yeah, it's more of a Texas accent.
Yeah,
you got to drop it down low a little bit and hold
Texas.
Hold your thumbs on your belt loops and get out your 10-gallon hat and say, "Boys, I'm coming to Lubbock."
Lubbock.
Sure.
Lubbock.
They did just lose like a running back today, so we'll see. But I don't.
Great, then I pick Utah.
No, you're already locked in, baby.
You want to run a third on the line?
Do it.
No.
So with all of the aforementioned information that the boys gave, we are down to Utah and Arizona State in this bracket. Somebody already just wrote it in for me. That's interesting. Somebody's trying to direct this a little bit. I see somebody's assigning things already, and I haven't even typed it in yet. So they know me better. It is really difficult to pick Utah. There's a lot of things to like about them, but there's still so much uncertainty. Again, last year was definitely like a fluky year for them comparatively to how they've been for years past, but it's a very safe bet. I'm surprised that it made it this long. Again, SOS does make it very difficult for Arizona State to repeat what they did. However, I still believe that they are one of the most quality teams in this conference. I believe in Sam Leavitt. I believe in the entire offense that they bring. They are without the scat master, Cam Scatbo, but I think Arizona State the reason that they performed the way they did last year was not just because of one person. It was because of the entire group effort that they put forth last year and the sort of underdog mentality that they had. That's not going to change this year. They're still going to keep that chip on their shoulder, whether they're, coming back off a college football playoff or they're looking for another one. They're going to keep that chip on their shoulder. So Arizona State. This also, I will say,
solid choice.
Just as an additional point here, I picked Arizona State last year as my final pick of the draft. And how
they leveled up in a year.
Real nice.
They've made their way. They've made their way, baby. That's right.
That they did. So that means that the Ghost team gets Utah. We'll see. Who knows? Utah might just be what they always said they're going to be and talked so much crap, and maybe they'll actually be good, but we doubt it.
Well, and then I like Dan Pierre. He's the quarterback transfer from New Mexico. He did kind of light up Arizona last year in their first game of the season, but I just think there is a lot of uncertainty there, even if it is Kyle Whittingham's last ride as the head coach at Utah. I am just really unsure. And also, it doesn't help that we only have like one Utah fan friend on Twitter, like maybe two. Other than that, they're all kind of annoying. And that one Utah fan friend called out Fickle and like tagged us in it and was like, yes, you get it. But yeah, you're not, when you don't have many friends here on this podcast, we're going to rate you poorly. So sorry, boys.
That is
you're riding with the Ghosts this year.
That's a very fair point. So
Justin, hit us again.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Again, this is a tough bracket because I think this bracket in general has some of the harder SOS in the conference. But if I'm looking at this, for me, you got TCU, Iowa State, Baylor, BYU. Again, I rode the Cougs last year. I felt really good about it. With some of the changes there, I think they'll still be okay. Would I feel good about them as my first pick here? No. So in this bracket, it's so tough. I'm struggling here, guys. I really wish that I had like a consensus pick, but they're all so tight. I think for me, I'm just going to have to go Iowa State based off of SOS, because if you look at some of the other schedules for these guys, TCU and Baylor, they have some pretty strong schedules, especially I think Baylor has they've faced a lot of the tougher teams in the conference, at least some of the ones that are ranked up here, and including a game at SMU as well. But they start off with Auburn, SMU, Arizona State, OK State, KSU, Kansas State, TCU. Like, if Baylor's good this year, they're going to beat all of them. And if they're bad, they might start like 1-5. You never know. I would imagine they're going to be good. They're not going to be that good, though. So Iowa State it is, and the rest is up to you, boys.
Oh, boy. I'm weighing this. I started off with a Texas team in Group A, and I've got two Texas teams staring me right in the face in Group B. I think I'm going to have to go Horned Frogs on this one.
Fair play.
And the only reason is I like purple. I don't know. I'm truly going off vibes. I did not prepare at all. But give me the Frogs.
Well, and I'll give you a reason to believe in the Frogs. Did you know, Justin, that last year TCU had the eighth? Joel, they had the eighth most passing yards per game in the entire country, with 312, and that's on the back of a man. His name, Josh Hoover, getting a lot of NFL buzz as a potential high-round quarterback pick next year. They really should have won probably 9 or 10 games last year if they arguably shouldn't have lost a game to UCF. UCF made a crazy comeback. Like, UCF should have been 3-9 last year, but somehow they made a crazy comeback.
So early too was wild.
Yeah, that was a really early one last year. So like they're a high upside pick, and Joel, if you remember Sonny Dykes when he was at SMU, his teams always started incredibly hot and then petered off by the end of the year. One of my favorite games from the 2021 season was that SMU game at Nippert, because Cincinnati just came in and absolutely blasted them. I believe it was 41-0 at that point. Mm-hmm. But credit to Sonny, he came in and beat Cincinnati at Nippert Stadium last year to deny the Bearcats of a bowl bid. And he did kind of get pants by Dion in Colorado during his first game, but he's progressively gotten better as a coach. He led Horned Frogs to the national title game in 2022. So I like that one, Joel. That was kind of where I was leaning.
And you mentioned SMU. They get a chance to play SMU this year, so I'm hoping for a little revenge game. And then also they get to introduce Bill Belichick to the college football world. So
yeah, that'll be a big one, dude. That'll be
so
awesome.
I think just for rooting interest, I think TCU is a safe bet just for straight storylines.
Yeah, and honestly, just to add to the point of Josh Hoover, like that. I think Josh Hoover is single-handedly one of the things that made me really struggle with this because he is such a strong QB, and I think he's genuinely you can very easily slot him in the top 3 of this conference right now. So it'll be interesting. Like again, high upside pick, and they are getting some national attention too already. So they don't have to do a lot to keep themselves in the top 25.
Sometimes a vibe pick will bite you in the ass. Sometimes it works out for you. So let's hope that this one works out.
That was
also a good thing too for you, Joel. Here, this is the last time that SMU and TCU will play for the battle for the Iron Skillet. It's their only last game within their current contract. They have not signed a new one, so I think the tensions are going to be spicy. That's a game in Fort Worth, so that's big for you, man. So I really like that one. You know, the next 2 schools, we actually have a little pocket here of faith-based academic institutions, although TCU has kind of shifted away from that. But Baylor and BYU, as my man Clint Foster, TCU guy, by the way, always talks about in his sketches for Big 12, his Big 12 media that he does. These 2 are the ones that are not really going to be, you know, imbibing in all the same, you know, like crazy drinks that the rest of the Big 12 are going to do. And that's okay. We did find, though, Justin, as you might remember, the Lot Blue crew who they did, and they made sure that we imbibed too. So shout out to them. You know, this one's going to be a tough one for me because I look at Baylor and I think even though I don't trust Hugh Freeze at all, and I think it would be and I will be rooting for Baylor to beat Auburn in that first game of the season in Waco. There's just like, you know, they've got SMU, so they're going to play 11 Power 5 games, and you know they've got Arizona State at home, Kansas State at home, Houston, Utah, UCF at home. So they've got 7 home games this year, but just to me, that's a lot of tough home games. And, you know, if you look at their, even though they're pretty highly rated within the, within the, you know, the Big 12 here within SP Plus, their win total is 7.5. And I don't know, man, that's a very slim win total. They already lost Dawson Pendergrass, their starting running back for the year. And I do like Sawyer Robertson. You know, he was good last year, but I don't know, man, just because of that. And even though, you know, BYU lost a starting quarterback, you know, all the way through, give me BYU. Give me the
Cougs, baby.
I'm rolling with Kalani, baby. I'm rolling with Ride the Y. I'm telling you why.
Yeah, there you go.
The Cougs are going to be there. I have no idea who's going to start at quarterback. I have no idea who's going to start on offense, defense, special teams, none of that. But I'm just going to ride with the same magic that the Cougs had last year and hope that while they do lose Retzloff, they're going to just be able to, you know, at least maintain some of that a little bit. I just from a Cincinnati fan perspective, I do like that, you know, UC gets BYU later on in the year because, you know, not having a quarterback and having to boot your quarterback from the team mid-season, you know, maybe you're able to figure some things out. But once people get that tape on film and once, you know, so I'm kind of talking myself out of that, but I think BYU has a much more manageable schedule than than Baylor does. So for that reason, I'm rolling with the Cougs, baby.
There you go. Yeah, their toughest back-to-back is in October, first week of November. They're coming off a bye on that, but they're at Iowa State and then at Texas Tech in consecutive games. But again, there's a bye between those weeks.
Dude, UCF's going up there for the last game of the season. Whoo, boy. Those Florida boys are not going to want to pop.
Florida boys are they're going to struggle.
They're going to be done.
You can mark that as a win right now. Can I put like $10 on that right now?
Go ahead. Yeah. You probably just bet their win total is 6.5. So that's kind of also, it felt like more of an upside play to me than, you know, Baylor being like a slim, like I wouldn't feel comfortable there.
That's fair. So with the B tier now officially complete, that means that the ghost team gets Baylor. Perhaps a little bit of slight there. We'll see if any of the few Baylor fans have anything to say about that.
Shout out Eddie.
C tier. We are back squaring up to pick number one.
That is your boy. And, I just talked some crap about the boys down in Orlando. Oh, Justin?
There we go. Sorry.
All
yeah,
right.
we like that real hard.
For a second. Justin was just doing a reverse flash mob there. So, this is a rough tier to have because I just talked crap on the boys in Orlando. Colorado did just lose the Heisman and the potential starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in this last offseason, both who are going to have their numbers retired, who had their numbers retired. They must have done a lot at Colorado and, all the national championships they won to earn that honor. So respect to them. And then
all those bowl games,
And then, Oklahoma State started the year 3-0. They were ranked last year, and then they went on a 9-game loser. And they almost fired Mike Gundy at the end of the year. There was just a whole lot of mess going on there. Gundy had to gut his entire staff, and he hired Todd Grantham, who, Joel, all I'll tell you is that if you're looking for a DC and your team hires Todd Grantham, you're going to have a Bengals-like defense that year. It's not going to be good. So because of all of those reasons, I think the team that, one, I hate the least in this group, and that, two, I can at least maybe have a little bit of an upside play on is Kansas. And so, Jalen Daniels is back for, his 10th year of college football somehow. The different injuries, Kansas did come on strong last year. They had a rough start to the year, and then they kind of built up after that. Weird year too. But in this tier, I'm going to take the coach that is probably the most solid out of all four of the coaches here. Dion obviously coming back from a health situation and losing a lot of talent. And then, Leipold is obviously, I believe, the strongest. Scott Frost, year one for him. And Oklahoma State, if, they don't do well this year, Gundy's going to get fired. So give me Lance Leipold, give me the Kansas Jayhawks in the brand new rebuilt Booth Stadium. That's going to be a tough game for Cincinnati boys going there. First conference game at the newly renovated, well, basically brand new stadium. They took everything down and built it up. So
they stripped it.
Give me Rock Chalk.
I'm so mad at you.
That's like realistically, that's honestly the only team I would feel comfortable picking in this entire.
Correct.
Yeah,
Steve,
that's tough.
For your exact reasons, they are the most likable team in that group.
Yep.
And so looking at the other three teams, you've got Colorado, gross. You've got UCF, gross. You've got OK State. Not all the way gross. I wanna pick them just for classic Mike Gundy. Let's go to some shootouts, but I don't know.
They are also the most Texas adjacent team within this group.
So. Oh shit. You know what? If we're going classic Big 12, we got to do OK State.
Yeah. Colorado fans won't get mad at you at all for saying that.
Right, yeah.
And also, what's funny, too, about that selection is that Texas Tech and Oklahoma State have a fake beef, but also real beef about how they copy off of each other, even though, they have, one color difference. They both have, masked riders that enter the stadium. They both, they both copy off of each other a lot, and they all always yell at each other. So I like where you're heading here, Joel.
Here's my issue. They have the toughest strength of schedule in the Big 12, including traveling to Oregon, where they could potentially get their shit pumped. So
Oregon's got a new quarterback this year. You never know.
Look, I made the pick. I got to stick by the pick. Do I feel good about the pick? No, I wanted Kansas, of course. But let's do it.
I mean, I'll just say this too. For the point to Oklahoma State, they're in this bracket. All of the teams considered, they're I'm pushing them in a corner, and I want to stay far away from them. Only because Oklahoma State has the most and the absolute least amount of certainty at the same time, because you know that it's Gundy's system, you know that what he's going to do, and you know that it's like Gundy playing with his back against the wall. Like, he's going to get fired if he does not perform, as Steve already said. But with all of that said, at the same time, like, they gutted their entire like staff in the offseason. It was like, all right, Gundy, you can stay, but everybody else goes. And so that gives me confidence that there could be a lot of good installed, but it could also just be a lot of
it could be a learning curve.
We're rebuilding right now.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah. And potentially placing interims, placing people in positions to take over for Gundy when he gets canned, if he gets canned. So
however, when you just look at the fan bases, it's the least toxic of the 3 available picks.
Fair. You know, it's a good pick. It's a good pick.
You get Pistol Rick. I'll show you Pistol Rick. he's quite the character.
Yeah, Pistol Rick is fun. So here's the thing. We are now down to once again, I got to pick between 2 of these tough ones here, but Colorado, UCF. There's not really a good pick here. I would, in my mind, Colorado feels safer. However, again, it's a lot of uncertainty because they did lose a lot of, their starting players and their key starting players too, of course, on both sides of the ball. And again, a lot of that's hype, a lot of that's attention that they get, but they're still a solid team last year. Like, they weren't schmucks. They weren't bad. Like, they were a good team. They just had so much extra noise around them. UCF is playing the I hope and I pray that we can recapture some of that magic card this year. Do I believe that while Scott Frost was a very good coach at UCF, that after playing at the Power 5 level that he is qualified for that? Not really. But we'll see. I think Scott Frost could do better than they did last year. But again, it's a lot of what ifs, and for sake of consistency right now, at least in coaching, Colorado's there. If you look at schedules, they're both about the same in as far as difficulty of schedule goes. Colorado's got the lean here, I think, in the beginning of the season. You got Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, BYU, and TCU, and that's when things start really heating up. So in that case, I'm going to lean Colorado here, and that's going to be my pick. Not that I have any other reason to pick UCF because nobody should.
That's a smart pick.
UCF could be a middle of the pack team, or they could be dead last.
Well, and then also if I don't know if Shermer is still there. I'll look this up before my take, but I'll just say, how about just the players coming together to play for Dion? Obviously he's coming back after just his offensive his diagnosis. But so yes, Pat Shermer is still running the offense at Colorado. So I'll say this. If you want to believe in something, he was able to, make Shedeur a lot better of a quarterback last season. Obviously, Shedeur was surrounded with talent, but he put a lot of good offense and good throws around him, even though Colorado was not really running the ball much. And Colorado got a lot better as the season went on too. So obviously losing Shedeur is going to be tough, but I do kind of want to see what they look like without Shedeur and within this new era. And depending on who starts at quarterback with them, whether it's Juju Lewis or I forget the other guy who they got, but they got somebody else who was at Florida last year or Liberty last year. I'm trying to remember.
Salter.
Yeah. So either one of those are two good solid options. They brought both of them. And Justin, like you mentioned that first 4, like I feel like, Georgia Tech's going to be tough, but those other, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, BYU also too. Those are pretty solid 4. You could see them be 4-1 after that. So, and also,
when you're looking at this chunk too, like you're kind of just hoping, I think, when you get to this back half of the draft, that it's like, all right, what's my team that's going to go like 6-6?
Yep.
And I think I'd take Colorado 6-6 every day over UCF right now.
Somehow win the league. Yep.
Yeah. Who knows? So, again, it's the Big 12, a lot of parity here, and they're a team that I think nobody's really got on their radar right now. So it could be good.
And we all hate UCF, so we can go ahead and
we all hate UCF, Central Florida Directional School. Stay down there.
Justin, go Hilton Night Managers, Go ahead, Justin.
Hilton Night Managers. Yeah, that's right. That's what we're talking
Shout
about.
out Godfrey.
Yeah. So, okay, we're in the D tier. We have, so that officially makes sure that UCF is the ghost team to keep in mind for everyone else. The ghost team has Utah, Baylor, and UCF right now. So we'll see how they perform.
Baylor's not going to like having those two next to them.
Oh no, not at all.
Why are we in this group?
Yeah, what do you mean? So for the D tier, the final tier of the draft, we have your very own Cincinnati Bearcats, West Virginia, Arizona, and Houston. Those are your 4 teams, and your boy has the first pick of the final 3 between the rest of us. So, oh boys. I've got to play my heartstrings a little bit here. It makes sense.
You have to.
Out of all the teams in this bracket, again, this is SP plus. I don't think any of us would have put the Bearcats in the final tier, the lowest tier, the lowest of the 4 last teams. Yet here they sit. Got to ride the Bearcats, man. Like it's the only choice. You have to play the fiddle a little bit. I think the biggest comparison too when you look at this entire bracket of 4 teams, Arizona is, I think, perennially just going to be stuck where they are. I just don't trust Arizona to be good in this conference right now. I'm just not seeing it. West Virginia, it's new coach, new system, a lot of questions there. And where West Virginia sits going forward for the next few seasons, we'll see how all this pans out. But they've got a really, really tough finish to their season 2, which includes in a row TCU, at Houston, Colorado, at Arizona State, Texas Tech. That just looks like a Bearcats last year finish for them. Maybe they get lucky like the Bearcats and start 5-2 and then finish 0-5 in those final 5 and kill everyone around them and make all their fans hate themselves. So with that said, Bearcats, again, I think we have a lot of upside this year, and it's not just like we're biased as Bearcats fans. I think when you look at the roster, when you look how everything shapes up, Sats going into year 3, we've ironed out a lot of the kinks. I think last year, again, like things just started to tumble and they got away from us. But looking at our schedule, it's pretty manageable. And if we start out with that week 1 win against Nebraska, I mean, we're all going to be high as a kite around here on the Bearcats. Like it's going to be really hard to not feel really good about them. So Bearcats.
I think any of us in your position would have done the exact same.
I would. Joel yelled at me for not picking UC when I had the chance to in our basketball draft. So you save yourself from that.
Smarter choice. There comes a time when using your heart to make decisions can come back to bite you, and that unfortunately had that effect with me last year.
Oh, for sure.
So look, we're focused on the future. We're focused on the present. We're not looking at the past. So. The theme of my team so far has been good old country boys. We've got Texas Tech, we've got TCU, we've got OK State.
A lot of linemen.
Correct. So when I'm looking at these teams that are available, Arizona, West Virginia, Houston, I got to go with the most Texas team out there. And for that, I have 3 words for you. Eat shit Pitt. Give me the Mountaineers.
Okay, there you go. Pitt catching a stray.
I like this.
That's great. I love it.
Pitt sucks. I hate him.
West Virginia, who knows what they're going to bring to the table. But if there's one thing I can rally behind them on, eat shit Pitt.
Yep.
Joel is all team vibes right now.
Correct.
Well,
they're the most Texas team on the board right now.
they got Rich Rod back. Pat McAfee's back in the team. Like they're going to be talked about every week, win or lose, on game day. So, I would love to see them be good again because that was a lot of fun. Even though we were in the same conference as them, to watch like those older style teams that Rich Rod was coaching back in the day with Steve Slayton and Pat White and all those boys. So I would love to see that happen. But there's a lot of questions that I think they have like something like 55 or 60 brand new players, and Rich Rodriguez keeps talking about in press conferences how the players are playing Pokemon Go and TikTok and not focusing enough on football. So he's trying to win over the base right now. He's trying to establish something early in his first few
weeks back,
early press
months.
conferences.
Yeah.
So, and weirdly enough, they get a couple. I thought they didn't play week 1, but so their schedule, they got Robert Morris, Ohio at Athens, and then yes, Joel is showing us the Tavon Austin. You can tell him that I've been through hell and back. When the heat is on, I bring the fire back. Shout out to that man. That's what Joel's going with. So. Joel is just picking the Tavon Austin video in the form of West Virginia.
There you go.
I love it.
We're going on vibes.
That's right.
Steve,
that's right.
I'm gonna be watching you real close here.
I have to do it. I am married to a U of A alum. You guys were both at my wedding where you saw that happen, where I forced her to say her vows in front of all of my family and friends. I got down on one knee and basically begged her to marry me. It was real embarrassing. So because of that, I'm bonded for life with the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down, baby. I actually did get to see a little bit of spring practice earlier this year when I was still in the 48th state, the Copper State, Arizona. And now I'm back, but it's nice to have a second team to follow. Weird enough that we're in the same conference now, but UC did not play men's. I should say the women did play 2 games in Arizona last year, but neither the football nor the men's basketball teams played a game in the state of Arizona last year. So unfortunate. And now I'm back and I can just see the Bearcats whenever I want. So, but the first game I have tickets for is that UC Arizona game. It's going to be a house divided that weekend in the middle of November, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
So yes, what I'm hearing you both say is, Justin, you picked the Bearcats. Steve, you picked Arizona. You're both going with your heart, whereas I'm just going with Tavon Austin highlights. So
it might honestly be the better pick.
I think there's a very clear answer for who has the potential for less heartbreak.
Yes.
And I know that the Tavon Austin highlights will always be there for me.
Yes, exactly.
They'll always be there.
Well, the other thing too, Joel, is that this tier is so bunched together that any of these teams could just go off and win the Big 12. You got Cincinnati at 59, West Virginia at 60, Arizona at 61, and Houston, who's going to be on our ghost team, at 63. So, like, there are literally 5 spaces between these 4 teams in SP+. So, obviously, as a Bearcats fan, I'm hoping that we punch up a little bit and make something happen. But I mean, we'll see. Noah Fafita, please take me, because Brent Brennan, I know you're not going to take me anywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Joel, you definitely took me for a left turn there. You kept hitting me on the Texas thing, and I was like,
yeah,
I think I know where he's going, but nope.
Give me the country boys.
That means now that officially the Houston Cougars are going to none other than the Ghost Team, which means that the Ghost Team is officially comprised of Utah, Baylor, UCF, and Houston. I think if the Baylor one will be the questionable one, but I think it's out. Oh no, it froze again. Oh, there we go. I think they would agree with leaving those guys out. It seems to make the most sense. However, I will say, out of the teams left after Cincinnati in this grouping, I think Houston could sneakily be the best team out of those. I believe in the Fritzmeister, man. I like Willie knows what he's
Wegman
doing
in there, like they got.
Yeah, you got some height with Wegman. Like, I mean, he talks like he's not a very rich, privileged guy, but like he's got it.
They go to Oregon State. I mean, that's going to be a tough trip to go up to Corvallis this year, but they play at Rice this year. Colorado. I mean, it's going to be a tough ride, but I like Willie Fritz a lot.
They've got to play a top 2 team in the Pac-12.
Yes, exactly. Tough road schedule this year, man. We got to go to Rice and to Oregon State. That's
could be the number 1 team in the Pac-12. Sorry.
Yeah, very, very big potential there for sure.
But I mean, well, I'm just glad that the 2 quietest fan bases in the Big 12 got paired up with the 2 loudest on Twitter fan bases in the Big 12. Nice little yin and yang of not annoying and crazily annoying. It's crazy that Houston does not have a louder fan base because of how good their basketball team has been. But when they've got fans still showing up late to games at UH for a team that's been in the top 5 for like the past decade, that kind of just says it all, you know. So shout out to our boys on the Scott Holman podcast, but you know it's true.
Yeah, those are the boys. That's about it. Like those Houston, I mean, they are
those are the only people that are showing
through and through, but I think they're the only Houston fans out there because I have not encountered any other Houston fans. So that will officially close out the 2025 Big 12 draft. As a final count for teams, we can go in order left to right here. Steve, your teams are.
I've got Kansas State,
He's thinking
BYU. I've got Kansas, and I've got Arizona. So a couple cats in there, a bird and a bird. So you know we're trying. We're going to claw and scratch our talons to victory this year.
Okay. So for your boy here, we got Arizona State, Iowa State, Colorado, and the Bearcats, of course. So that means I have 4 very separate mascots, all with their own things. We have a sun devil and a tornado,
Wind.
basically. Yeah. So you have sun, wind, Colorado. I mean,
Earth.
buffaloes are very earthy, so earth. And the Bearcats, hottest college in America, baby. We're on fire. Let's go.
Mystical.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Magical.
Magical. Yeah. We have earth, wind, fire, and
Woodies.
Yeah, I guess
Cincy Light.
Maybe it's a double. Oh wait,
Skyline.
Earth, Wind, Fire, Sun. Yeah, sure. Okay, Joel.
Don't you claim Skyline, because the theme of my team is country boys eating chili. I got Texas Tech. I got TCU. I got Oklahoma State and West Virginia. You know, we got people and frogs. But
he also has the tortilla throwers.
Hey,
he doubled up on the tortillas.
I like a good chilito. So
you a double tortilla chilito type of guy?
Hell, I'm a triple tortilla type of guy.
Triple tortilla.
You better be throwing your you better be throwing your tortillas on Saturdays.
Here's the thing. You know how you can get like French fries or spaghetti in your chilito? No, give me 2 extra tortillas in my chilito.
There you go.
I don't want it. I don't want it double or triple wrapped. I want them just shoved inside it.
That's right. That's how your team's going to play this year. Smash mouth tortilla stuff football.
Yes, sir.
For a quick recount, Utah, Baylor, UCF, and Houston are the ghost teams. So that comprises all of the teams of the Big 12. And also, as a very fast poll for the boys here, what other team in the Big 12 besides Texas Tech and Oklahoma State is most likely to throw a tortilla and or batteries on the field? D-cell batteries.
Is there a joke you're going for here? I don't know.
No, I'm just wondering.
Just in general. If the Mormons weren't such rule followers in general, I would say Utah, just because they like the amount of vitriol they have on Twitter and like their AD getting in the face of a ref last year. Like I would say them, but because it's probably not, then I'm going to say Cyclone Larry and the people at Iowa State are just absolutely rabid, insane people. So
most
West
likely
Virginia,
to throw bush lights on the field.
Yes,
sure.
Exactly. Maybe West Virginia, if they bring in couches, but then they lose on a last-second field goal, they'll throw the couches on the field instead of burning them.
I was going to say, it might be my boys out east. But
let's go Mountaineers. Let's go drink some beers, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's go ears. All right. Well, I think that closes us out. I don't know if we've got anything else here. It's pretty much Big 12 draft night, and that's about it. So our teams are set. We will again be following those and keeping you up to date every single week in our Big 12 update section of the back half of the pod. So that'll be fun. Keep track of that. And we'll also keep you up to date on Twitter every once in a while too. Boys, you got anything else?
I'm ready to watch some college football this weekend, boys. Emaw and go Bearcats.
Likewise.
Steve, welcome back to Cincinnati.
Thank you.
You know, as you mentioned at the top of the show, I've got a punishment to fulfill from the basketball draft. So,
Bet you do.
Justin, I I talked in circles at the end of last season, talking about how, I thought it would be a nice bonding moment for us all to do it together. And I thought, Steve's out in Arizona, Justin's in Nashville, I'm the only one here in Cincy. It's probably a pretty safe bet that I can get out of this somehow.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not that easy anymore.
Nope.
So
it ain't happening.
So look, the legs are toned, the enthusiasm is high. So Justin, whenever you want to get on up here,
how's
I'm
like
running.
Bowling Green? How's that? Is that enough time for you to prepare? That gives you like 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
What day is Bowling Green? Is that the 6th? Is that the 6th?
That would be the 6th. Yes.
Oh, I work that day.
No, I've got a Shrek-themed birthday party after that game to go to for a 28-year-old. So we will be.
That's a statement. It's just
instead of bringing gifts, they requested that you bring onions, and you come dressed in your favorite Shrek costume.
I like that. Nice.
It'll be a good time. So who knows? Maybe I'll be running unalives while holding a bag of onions and dressed as a character from Shrek.
Dressed as Shrek.
We will be at that game though. So if you want to come to tailgate, I can run some unalives on the grid.
Joel, if you were to
think about me trying to run suicides on the grid and just shoulder chucking everyone that's in my way.
I'm just imagining you doing all of this while holding a bag of onions and also happening to like be painted completely green with a bald cap on.
They try and do the catwalk, and I'm just shoulder checking Dante Corleone and Coach Satterfield. Like, I'm trying to do something. You have to let me do this.
Back out of the way. I'm trying to.
I made a deal, okay? I need to do this.
That almost seems right. Like the punishment has to be like you have to be dressed as Shrek for an entire like game and sit in the stands. Like you'll get on TV for sure. Like I mean, it's guaranteed you'll be on TV. Like if you dress as Shrek, you're like straight up green.
I mean, boys, here's the thing. I don't think we agreed to that before the basketball draft, so I don't know if that's in the bylaws.
I mean, you kind of put it off long enough that it almost seems like we should just add it,
No, there's no interest on this punishment. There's no interest. No.
There's like 4 months worth of interest right now, so.
Well, whose fault is that? I've been in Cincinnati the whole time waiting on you guys. If anything, you owe me interest, and you're running too now.
I ain't running nothing. I'm gonna watch you, buddy.
I'm gonna be running straight to the Ryan room, baby.
Yeah. Well, we've kept everybody long enough. So thank you again for joining us this week for the Big 12 draft, kicking off the 2025 football season for you boys and the Big 12 conference. We are very much looking forward to Farmageddon this week in anywhere other than America. It is just the way the dice rolled. And we got a very classic game for the kickoff, which I'm very excited for. So we will check back with you next week with a preview for Nebraska. We've got some people traveling for that, so I'm sure we'll be excited, hopefully, to hear back from some people, and if anybody's got some good tips or things that they're going to do while they're in Nebraska, we'd love to share it. So
what do you mean? I thought it was a home game.
Oh, it is a home game. It just happens to be
in Burrowhead.
Oh wait, no, I thought it was in
Burrowhead Stadium.
I thought it was an Indy, right?
Well, no. Nebraska didn't want to come to Nippert.
It was going to be in Nippert, and then it was going to be in
They're like,
Indianapolis.
Well, we're busy that weekend. We can't get our team playing.
It was like kind of a thing